I'm Debbie Hartner.
I'm Elsie Johnson.
We are two sisters, Southern Cooking.
Making something tonight that we grew up eating, and it was really delicious. Now I know you can't eat it now because of the tomatoes, but we always call it, Mom called it kidney bean stew. You serve it over rice, white rice. We know what she used to put in it, but we actually tried to find a recipe that we could convert that would make it more universal. And you know, the funny thing is, when we were looking, we actually found out that this is more like almost like Lebanese type of food. Now what we found online is called poor man's stew, but it's not, that's not what we're going to call it. We're going to call it what we grew up calling it.
And it's also, there's stuff in it that we didn't put in it when we were, and then we put in stuff that is not in the recipe.
So we're going to do what we know.
Right, so we're just going to take the basic bones of this recipe and just do what we were taught when we were kids, because this is Mama's recipe.
Because honestly, when we were teenagers, we cooked it too.
Yes.
You know, because it's so simple. It's something that is so simple. It's ground beef, tomato sauce,
kidney beans,
and
some seasonings like you have
onions and bell peppers, and then salt, pepper,
and then we also have sugar too.
Right. Mom always put a little sugar in her tomato sauces to take the acidity down a little.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do tonight, is we're going to make kidney bean stew, and I'm making white rice to go with it.
I was about to say, you serve it over white rice. That is a basic recipe right there. So this is, because there's nothing out there on the internet for this.
No, there's not. And also, another thing that Mom would also do sometimes is she would take whole or stewed tomatoes and put in it. And then the chunky tomatoes would be, so you could do stewed tomatoes, you could do whole peeled tomatoes and chop them up in it, along with you could do tomato sauce and stewed tomatoes together. So we grew up eating this. It's really good.
And it's all in one pot.
It's all in one pot. So, I mean, so we are bringing something to you that we couldn't find anything on. Seriously, we couldn't find anything on it. So if y'all know if anybody has made it and what y'all called it, let us know, because we called it kidney bean stew.
All right, so go ahead, take it away, sis.
All right, so I'm going to start here with my hamburger meat, and my onions. As soon as I get the hamburger meat chopped up in here. I'll add the green bell pepper. You could do whatever. I mean, I know green's probably the most standard bell pepper, but if you had yellow or red or whatever bell peppers, you could do either or. So, I'm knocking that pan all over the place because of my forceful use of my little chopper here. Okay, I put my heat up to high right now until it got started, and I am going to move my meat around a little bit so that the onions and bell peppers can get to the bottom. And I know that we only have tomato sauce out here, but I think I might grab me a can of my homemade stewed tomatoes that I had canned earlier in the summer and throw in this as well. Just because I remember Mom putting chopped up tomatoes in it too, along with her tomato sauce. This is a meal that goes a long ways, because that was another thing. When we were little, they always looked for something that was minimal, but go a long way. So this actually fed a family of 5 very easily with 1 pound of hamburger meat and your other ingredients that went with it. And rice is fairly cheap, so and you serve it over rice, and it would make a full meal. So I am going to let this start to cook down, and as soon as it starts to brown and come together a little bit more, I'll be right back when I start adding in my other ingredients. This hamburger meat was a little bit on the cold side, so it kind of just shocked the pan a little bit. So it's going to take it a minute to catch up, the heat to catch back up to it and start to come together. Another thing is if you have a little bit of grease that comes off your hamburger meat, just drain it off, because you don't want all that grease in your stew. So, but we'll be right back. Okay, so I made the decision to change pots because as soon as I got all that meat in there and everything, I realized that I was going to overflow my pan, my frying pan. So, I've already finished browning the meat, the onions and the bell peppers. I'm going to add in my salt and pepper and stir that in. Okay. And the rest of this, basically you're just heating everything up because everything it's pretty much cooked. So I'm going to add in my tomato sauce. Okay, I'm going to add in a little bit of sugar to sweeten it up. Add in my kidney beans. Okay. I'm going to get me a spoon and taste this for the proper seasoning. And this is just going to cook for about 15 minutes until everything is nice and warm through. And that's it. I don't think we need water or anything. Look at it and see.
Oh, that looks fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I think it looks good. We don't need no water, I don't think. Just let it do its thing. It tastes like I remember. I ain't had it in 10, 12 years at least.
Does it need anything?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Not a little water?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it cook for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to let it cook for about 15 minutes with the lid on so that it can actually get warm all the way through. And then we can serve it over rice. I'm Elsie.
And I'm Debbie.
We're two sisters Southern cooking.
And we thank you for visiting our page. Please like, share, and subscribe.
Thank you.